Just because this is a small channel with 645 followers or however many we got right now does not mean I'm not speaking facts. Okay, you, my friend, you're a force of nature. You can do whatever you want in this life, but you need to believe it. You need to first step out of that little rut that you're in right now. When you realize that by doing things by force, you will naturally start to do those things. So cheers. And you already know what I'm about to say. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I'm about to unleash some waves on you. Okay, so stick around. In the description of this video, I'm going to include a free 1-week plan of how to start forcing yourself to do things. Now we're going to start with the basics. Are we doing ASMR? I don't know. Also, before we get into this video, I just want to say I have a broken nail and I'm still gonna get things done. Okay, and that's a metaphor for life. When you break a nail, still get it done. Hi guys. I'm back. We're back and we're making videos again. I literally took a little bit of a break and it wasn't meant to be an intentional break, but then it just happened. And then I kind of felt myself slipping more and more into, oh, I don't need to make a video. Oh, it's fine. What's the point? Blah, blah, blah. I was literally growing this channel, literally was growing this page. We're at 645 subscribers. I'm basically famous at this point, which I keep saying, but I really am. Like, I feel it in my bones. I'm like, are we a public figure? But then I just stopped. I stopped posting and I told myself that, what's the point? You know, oh, I got into a slump. I got lazy with it. And then, you know, the more you build things up in your head as being hard and, you know, a big task, you don't want to do it. It becomes more and more of a thing that you push away, and the more you push it away, the more you don't want to touch it, because you're like, oh, it seems too far, it seems too out of reach. That's a very good way of describing it, actually, and I just came up with that on the top of my head. So let me just take a moment to take that in and just repeat it again to you. When you push things away, sometimes it feels so out of reach. Subconsciously, we can be pushing things away and we want to do it, we want to get things done, but we're pushing it away out of fear, out of, you know, not having enough resources like energy, time, money. For me, it was energy. My energy levels were so depleted. I didn't want to be making videos, but I realized that actually by pushing it away, I was actually depleting my energy more because I kept thinking about how I need to be making videos. So it's kind of like a cycle. So we need to force ourselves, which is what this video is all about. Forcing it. You, my friend, you're a force of nature. You can do whatever you want in this life, but you need to believe it. You need to first step out of that little rut that you're in right now, that little space where you're comfortable and you're telling yourself, I don't need to do it, I don't need to get it done, it's hard, or what's the point, people are going to judge me. You can get anything done. And when you realize that by doing things by force, you will become a force of nature, you will naturally start to do those things. It will no longer be something that you need to force yourself to do, because it will just come naturally. But we need to have that period where we are uncomfortable, we are thinking, oh, what's the point, I don't want to do this. This is how we create routines. So I'm going to go through it a little step by step in this video. Today we're just getting back into the swing of things, and also we're just gonna ignore this because I got my nails done recently. I'm talking like 2 weeks ago, and they're so cute. They have like a little moon on them, but then today my nail just randomly broke and I was like, we're just gonna have to go along with that. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so I want to talk about mindset shifts that we need to make to be able to start doing things by force. Now, a lot of the time people will say, just do it. Now, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to just do it. But sometimes the place that you're not in a place to just do it. So you could tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna force myself, I'm gonna do it, but you're not in a mindset to be able to go ahead and force yourself. So the first thing I want you to do is really take a look at your mindset right now and what you're telling yourself, because the people that get things done, the people that force themselves to do things, they ultimately know that there's a reason why they're forcing themselves to do it, and that is because they have hope and they have a positive outlook on the future. If you do not have these two things, then why would you even want to force yourself to do things? You're not going to get it done, because you're just going to tell yourself, what's the point, there's no reason for me to actually do this because I'm not going to get anywhere, or I always fall off, so there's no point starting, or I'm too far gone, what's the point working out when I'm so far gone, it's going to take ages, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But you need to realize that you will get results from taking action. So you need to take action, but you need to have a reason to take action. So that's the first mindset shift that I want us to all take right now, me included, getting out of this little rut that I've been in. I'm just going to step back and just say, you know what, it's fine. I've been telling myself that it's very long to get my career started, and you know, I feel like other people are ahead of me, and I'm self-doubting myself and telling myself, what's the point, and then I'm falling out of routines. I have a lot of stuff with my health going on, but I need to take a step back and say, what is serving me right now? The way I'm thinking is certainly not serving me. The way you're thinking It's not helping you. So you might as well shift this. Now, this can be very uncomfortable. We need to stop romanticizing our sadness, which is exactly what I was doing today. I was earlier feeling so sad on my little walk, and I was like romanticizing it almost, which is so weird to say, but sometimes we do that subconsciously. We're more comfortable in the sadness, and we just think, oh, what's the point? And it's not that we feel happy while we're sad. That's not the point of romanticizing it, but it's just that you're just like thinking, oh, you know, life, blah blah blah, and you're feeling sorry for yourself. Whereas you need to shift your mindset and tell yourself, firstly, like I already said, what is not serving me and what do I want to get out of my life? Now, if I take these actionable steps, it's inevitable that I'm going to get results, right? Like, in what world, if you don't work out every day and eat right, are you not going to get results? You just need to be consistent, and if it's not working for you, then you need to change your approach. Now, in what world, if you don't stick to your business, it's not going to get you results? You just need to be consistent, and if it's not working for you, you just need to change your approach. This is everything. So things might not always work straight away, but we just need to change our approach, constantly refine your routines and your plans, and realize what is working for you and what isn't, and change your mindset towards it. So actually hold on to hope and hold on to the idea that you can get results if you stay consistent. So that's the mindset shift that I really want you to make, changing your approach to outcomes, so that instead of looking at things as, oh, I'm not going to do it, it's not going to happen, say it will happen for me, but I need to be consistent. It will happen, but I need to be consistent. I need to wake up early, and it might feel uncomfortable at first, like I said, but then after a while it will become natural to you because you are creating that routine and you're getting up early every day. The same thing. So if we want these things to come natural to us, we need to be consistent with it. So have the right mindset when you're going into forcing yourself. So don't just think that, oh, I'm feeling sad, I need to force myself. Say, oh, I'm feeling sad, I need to change my mindset right now, and then I need to force myself. Even if you are sad, of course there are going to be times where we need to force ourselves through it. Don't get me wrong, you need to force yourself when you're feeling bad sometimes, and that's going to make you feel good. Ultimately, that is going to make you feel better. But you need to first shift your mindset in the best way that you can in that moment. Whatever resources you have, whether that being your environment, how can I force myself to get on with my work today? What will make me work better? What will make me feel more positive? Can I go for a walk before I start to force myself to start the day? Or should I start my day with a workout? Should I start my day with a meditation to make myself feel more positive? There are so many things that can change your mindset before you go into, you know, forcing yourself to be productive or do the thing that you don't want to do, but you know ultimately you do want to do it, but you're just scared and you're living in fear because you don't think that you're worth it at the end of the day. You don't think that it's worth it. And when you don't think that it's worth it, you subconsciously don't think that you're worth it. Now that's very real. Every single time that I say, oh, what's the point, doubt myself, all this stuff, I'm actually telling myself, what's the point in investing in myself? It's not going to work. And why is it not going to work? Because I think there's something wrong with me on a deeper level. I think that I'm not able to achieve it, which means that I'm not worth putting in that work, because what's the point? I'm not going to give myself the outcome that I want. Whereas if you fully believed in yourself, it doesn't matter if it didn't work before, it's not going to work again. You know, ultimately, you're going to keep trying because you're worth putting in that effort. For someone you love, for example, you're going to constantly put in effort to try and get them to be better because you want them to do well, you believe in them. But if they're just constantly saying, oh, what's the point? What's the point? After a while, you're going to start to believe, oh, what's the point? I'm not getting through to them. So why would I even try? And, you know, it's not worth it anymore. Okay, so the last thing that I want to talk about within this video, because I don't want to make it go too long. We're just getting back into the routine, is go slow at first and just build sustainable habits. A lot of the time we just throw ourselves into everything and we think, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to do this. I'm getting back into a routine now. Today I'm going to create a new plan. I'm going to start a new routine. I'm going to put down new goals. I'm going to have non-negotiables. But I'm not just going to throw myself into everything at once. I'm going to start by just building a habit. Like today I woke up at 6 a.m. because I want to start that habit and I want that to come naturally to me. Like I said before, this is a good example, but so many different areas of my life. I want to start posting again weekly on this channel, which means I need to make this a habit. And that means it doesn't have to be perfect every single time. It doesn't have to be, you know, the best thing ever. But as long as I'm staying consistent, and that's going to motivate me to want to, you know, put more effort into my videos and take more time with it, the more that I stay consistent with it and I see results, because I'm going to be like, okay, this is worth it because I'm seeing results. Like I said, I'm going to feel like I'm worth it. You know, me putting that effort into myself is worth it because I'm seeing the fruits of my labor, which sometimes will take time and sometimes you won't see anything and you're going to be like, what's the point? But we're coming out of that right now. You're coming out of it. We're all doing it together. Now, one thing I want to say is that in the description of this video, I'm going to include a free 1-week plan of how to start forcing yourself to do things. Now, we're going to start with the basics: sleep, morning, bedtime routines, life goals, gratitude, all this stuff. I'm going to include it. So you can download download it for free in the description and start bettering yourself. Create a nice new routine, start forcing yourself, and eventually you will become a force of nature. We all are a force of nature on this channel, so you might as well subscribe, because I drop gems. Literally all this stuff is free content of how you can become the best version of yourself. I used to be lazy and I used to be unproductive and I used to doubt myself so much more than I do now, but now when I have an idea, I go ahead and do it. I push myself, and yes, I have periods where I go through ruts and I don't feel good, and that is very human. You are not alone one bit. No matter what you think, no matter what you tell yourself, you're not on your own. So many people are going through this at the same time as you. Now, if you want a place where we all come together and we motivate each other, then follow this channel, subscribe to this page. And let me just tell you one thing, just because this is a small channel with 645 followers or however many we got right now, does not mean I'm not speaking facts. Okay, so cheers and happy force of nature, happy force of naturing. Maybe I could word that better. But you my friend, you're a force of nature. I don't care who you are on the other side of the screen. Welcome to Waves Unleashed, and I've just unleashed some waves on you.